There you go.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you have done the DT2 well, 11th May 2020 mains test. Yeah, hope you have done well. The paper bit not very tough. It's not very easy, but hope you can score well in this test. Let's see the paper how you have done. And go to the chemistry. Here it starts with the question number 26. 26. In hydrogen atom, the electron is at a distance of 4.768 angstrom units from the nucleus. The angular momentum of the electron. We already told you when you were going through the exam, that is orbit angular momentum of the electron. So orbit angular momentum of Bohr's, for example, let us say. In such case it will be, so the distance is given. So from that Rn is equals to 0.53 into n square divided by Z. For any other single electron species, for hydrogen there is no need to write that. Now it is going to be 4.768 is equals to 0.53 into n square. N is equals to 3, its orbit angular momentum is equals to mvr is equals to nh divided by 2 pi, that is equals to 3h divided by 2 pi. So the option could be A. Option is A. 27. In question number 27, we already told you one correction to you. That is, there is one small misprinting was happened. There is no 400 Kelvin. The total system is at 300 Kelvin only. So what they have given, there were two bulbs. These two bulbs, one is going to be P and another one is Q. And there is some T is there. And here in P, 5 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square pressure is there. And here it will be 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square pressure is there. And now both of them are at 300 Kelvin. We were already discussed it. And now we have to find out the total pressure. And another one is given, the volume of Q. The volume of Q is equals to 4 times to the volume of P. 4 times to the volume of P. Or you can say, for example, if this is V and it is going to be 4. Now as we know that PV is equals to N into R into T. N is equals to PV divided by RT. Whenever you see these type of problems, we were keep on telling you that there is law of conservation of moles. Initial number of moles is equals to final number of moles. Initial number of moles, that is PV divided by RT, is equals to P1 V1 divided by RT1 plus P2 V2 divided by RT2. Given that temperature, initial, final temperature and all the temperatures are equal, therefore it is going to be T is equals to T1 is equals to T2, such that this RT, RT1, RT2 gets cancelled. Now it is going to be P into, one is V, another one is 4V, therefore this is going to be 5V. That is equals to, here it going to be initial pressure which is given here, this pressure is 5 into 10 power 5 into V plus 2 into 10 power 5 into 4V. This V, here V and here also V gets cancelled, such that 5P is equals to 5P is equals to 5 into 10 power 5 plus 8 into 10 power 5. Now this is going to be 13. P is equals to 13 divided by 5 into 10 power 5. That is equals to 5 2s are 10 no, 5 6 are. Now this is 2.6 into 10 power 5. Option B, as we said. Just law of conservation of moles, initial number of moles are is equals to final number of moles. Question number 28. The standard enthalpy of formation of ammonia. The standard enthalpy of formation of ammonia 1 by 2 N2 gas plus 3 by 2 H2 gas gives rise to NH3 gas. This enthalpy of formation is given as enthalpy of this reaction is equal to enthalpy of formation of ammonia is equals to minus 46 kilojoules per mole. Minus 46 kilojoules per mole. Enthalpy of formation of H2. Here you have to understand one thing. Enthalpy of formation of H2, which is also called bond dissociation enthalpy of H2. Both of them are magnitude equal but opposite in sign. That is 435 kilojoules per mole. And another one is also given. Bond dissociation enthalpy of nitrogen. N bond N, N triple bond N. That value is plus 712 kilojoules per mole. The approximate average bond enthalpy of NH bond. Now for this one, enthalpy of this reaction delta HR is equals to bond enthalpy of reactants minus bond enthalpy of products. Bond enthalpy of reactant, enthalpy of this reaction equal to enthalpy of formation of ammonia, that is minus 46, that is equals to bond enthalpy of reactants 1 by 2 bond enthalpy of N2 plus 3 by 2 bond enthalpy of H2 minus 3 into bond enthalpy of NH. Now this is minus 46, that is equals to 1 by 2 into bond enthalpy of N2 712 plus 3 by 2 into 435 minus 3 into bond enthalpy of NH, let us suppose them X. Now 3x is equals to 712 into 3 into 435 plus 46 into 2 divided by 2. If you just see these options, you can get the answer from these options, which is you can eliminate those options like B as well as C, and you can get those options from A and D. From that, approximately it will come out as option D. If you want, you can just calculate this one, then you can understand so what we told. Question number 29 comes to question number 29. For the dissociation of PCl5 gas gives rise to PCl3 gas plus Cl2 gas. The variation of 1 plus alpha against capital D divided by small d is represented as, where capital D is the vapor density of PCl5 at initial stage, small d is the vapor density of at equilibrium mixture or vapor density of equilibrium mixture. Now in such case, if we see here, initially or at a time t equal to 0, let it be 1 0 0, and at equilibrium state it will be 1 minus alpha, and this is going to be alpha. Now equilibrium number of moles, 1 minus alpha plus alpha plus alpha, that is equals to 1 plus alpha. Initial moles are 1. As we know that number of moles as well as density, both of them are inversely proportional. Now equilibrium moles divided by initial moles is equals to initial density divided by equilibrium density. Initial density is given as capital D, and equilibrium mixture vapor density is given as small d. Now this is 1 plus alpha is equals to capital D divided by small d. Now they are plotting the graph by taking 1 plus alpha on y-axis and capital D by small d on x-axis. Y is equals to mx. Now the graph could be by taking 1 plus alpha 1 plus alpha is on y-axis and capital D divided by small d on x-axis. Now it could be a straight line which is passing through the origin. Hence the option is going to be A. Sir, I don't remember formula. Even I am not remembering the formula. We are just solving from the given equation. That's it. We are not at all remembering the formula. Now question number 30. So in question number 30, first three nearest neighbor distances for body centered cubic lattice with edge length L are. So you need body centered cubic. In body centered cubic, where the atoms are present, all corners, as well as at the body center. Let us suppose that this is going to be the one I am observing, and I am putting star mark to it. The distance between these two he has given as L. Now the distance between this one as well as this one, it is going to be, how much it is going to be? Yes, root 2 to L. The distance between this one to this one, it is going to be root 3L. Therefore, distance between from here to here, it is going to be root 3L divided by 2. Root 3L divided by 2. Now, if you see, this is root 3L by 2. This one is L. So, this is the first nearest neighbor. And it's going to be second nearest neighbor. And it is going to be third nearest neighbor. Such that who is the first nearest neighbor? The first nearest neighbor is body center because it is in contact. Second nearest neighbor is going to be the corner, one of the corner, adjacent corner, and third nearest neighbor is going to be the diagonal corner. Such that therefore option is going to be, where the option is option C. Now question number 31. Question number 31. Half-lives of a first order and a zero order reactions are same. Then the ratio of the initial rates of first order reaction to the zero order reaction is half-lives of first order. Half-life of first order reaction is equals to 0.693 divided by K. Suppose let it be K1. Half-life of zero order, it is going to be x divided by 2K naught. So this 0 represents zero order, this 1 represents first order as a same way. Now here 0.693 divided by K1 is equals to x divided by 2K naught. Now this is going to be 2 into 0.693 divided by x is equals to K1 divided by K naught. K1 divided by K naught. Then the ratio of initial rates of first order reaction to that of zero order reaction. First order reaction to that of zero order reaction. Initial rates, first order reaction to that of zero order reaction. R1 is equals to K1 into A minus x power 1 divided by K naught into A minus x power 0. Now, as we know this value, that is equals to K1 divided by K naught is equals to, as we know the value, 2 into 0.693 divided by x into A minus x. Therefore, this value which is going to be 2 into 0.693 into A minus x divided by x. A minus x divided by x. So the nearest answer which is going to be option B. Here why we are saying the nearest option? Because they have not mentioned the concentration tau. Maybe they were taken like this. A minus x, which means the amount of reaction, amount of the reactant which is left after time t. I have taken it as A minus x. They might have taken something A minus x and x, both of them are same. That's why the answer was came out as 2 into 0.693 further. But perfect is this one. So you can put option B. Next. Question number 32. When it comes to question number 32, the coagulation power of an electrolyte for blood decreases in the order of blood, which is a negative colloid. Negative colloid, which is always going to be coagulated by positives. Therefore, and it will be option C, because Al plus 3 is greater than Ba plus 2 is greater than Na plus. So therefore 32 option C. Yeah, true. Next, 33. The correct order of second ionization enthalpy. The correct order of second ionization enthalpy. Here what are there? Sodium, fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen is also there. And another one, yeah, when it comes to in between sodium, fluorine, definitely down the group ionization enthalpy is going to be decreases. Therefore first option you can eliminate. Whereas when it comes to in all the options, these things are same. Those are neon, then after we will be having fluorine, we will be having oxygen, we will be having nitrogen. So here this is inert gas electronic configuration. So after that 2s2 2p5 IE1, and when it comes to IE2 it will become 2s2 2p4. Being a smaller atom, definitely neon will be having the highest, no doubt about it. And next one, when it comes to IE1, it becomes 2s2 2p4, and here it is gonna be IE2, it will be 2s2 2p3. Now oxygen, IE1, it becomes 2s2 2p3. Here the edge comes for it. Half filled electronic configuration, IE2, it's gonna be 2s2 2p2. For nitrogen, IE1, it becomes 2s2 2p2, and IE2, it becomes 2s2 2p1. Therefore, neon, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. So, yeah, that is going to be the order for it, and it's going to be correct order for IE2. Correct order for IE2 in question number 33, it's going to be C. Neon, oxygen, fluorine and nitrogen. Because, yeah, neon, why oxygen comes? Because of the half-filled electronic configuration. And after that fluorine, and after that nitrogen. Yeah. So therefore option C. Here this is having the half-filled electronic configuration. Here it comes the, when it comes to IE2, here it will get some advantage over the fluorine. True. Next, question number 34. According to VSEPR theory, the most stable arrangement is going to be. So the arrangements which are given here are and this is option A. Option B is going to be and option D, it is going to be X. Yeah, when you see these options according to VSEPR theory, when there are lesser the repulsions, more will be the stability. So lone pair repulsions are always going to be so stronger. Now if you look at these ones, now here it is going to be, these are going to be at 120 degrees angle, these are at almost like, again these are going to be at some 45 degrees angle only, or something around little more than 45 or 60 around, and these are going to be at maybe something around 120, but these are on two different planes. But if you look at this one, it is going to be at 180 degrees angle. So therefore it is going to be 34 option, it is going to be D. Yeah, here there will be, these are going to be having the very less repulsions, these two. Therefore option D is going to be the answer for it. Next, question number 35. Question number 35. Select a pair of compounds in which both have different hybridization but have the same molecular geometry. So boron trifluoride BrF3. Boron trifluoride, it is having hybridization sp2 and planar trigonal. Planar trigonal. And whereas in BrF3 it will be having 3 bond pairs plus 2 lone pairs. 3 bond pairs along with 2 lone pairs. Because of 7 electrons that it is having. Therefore it is going to be sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization, 1 lone pair, it is going to be CISA. Whereas 3 bond pairs along with 2 lone pairs, it is going to be T-shape. Option A. Option B. ICl2 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chlorine. Therefore it is going to be, here it will be 2 bond pairs plus 3 lone pairs. Again it is going to be sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization, the same structure what we have seen here. It will be linear shape. ICl2 minus and another one is BeCl2. As we all know, this is sp2 hybridization, linear shape. What they are asking? Different hybridization but have the same molecular geometry. Yeah, these two are having different hybridization, but both of them are having the same molecular geometry. It might be option B. 35. It might be option B. True, but we will see the C as well as D also. So when it comes to C, this is BCl3. BCl3 sp2 hybridization planar trigonal, and PCl3, this is going to be sp3 hybridization pyramidal. This is a planar trigonal. Comes to option D, this will be PCl3 and NCl3. Both will be having sp3 hybridization, both will be having pyramidal shape. So therefore hence the option is B. Option B is true. Next. Question number 36. Yeah, in question number 36, the solubility of metal halides depends on their nature, lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy of the individual ions. Among us the fluorides of alkali metals, the lowest solubility of LiF in water is due to ionic hydration enthalpy of lithium ion, high lattice enthalpy of lithium, high hydration enthalpy of lithium, low ionization enthalpy of lithium atom. It could be definitely greater lattice enthalpy of lithium, because if hydration enthalpy is greater than lattice enthalpy, then the solubility will be there. If more is the lattice enthalpy, therefore lesser will be the solubility. It could be definitely 36, it is going to be option, it is going to be 36, it could be option B. Yeah, definitely more is the lattice enthalpy, lesser will be the solubility. Question number 37. So when it comes to question number 37, cyclotrimetaphosporic acid HPO3 taken thrice. In this it gonna be now what they're asking in cyclotrimetaphosporic acid is it how many sigma bonds does it contain? So they need a sigma bonds. So how many sigma bonds does it contain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Therefore it contains on the whole 15 sigma bonds. Yeah, question number 38. Question number 38. Which of the following is not optically active? Yeah, the option A is AA taken thrice type. Definitely which is optically active because we cannot cut into the two equal halves. The same thing with option B is also AA taken thrice type. This is also optically active. Next comes to option C. It will be cis trans. CO this will be so according to the cis and trans, if the bond angle is 90 degrees then it is going to be cis, and if the bond angle is 180 degrees then it will be trans. From that, here there is an symmetry will be there, plane of symmetry is there, but here there is no plane of symmetry. So hence, which is not optically inactive. So it might be option, from this here, if there is a angle is 180 degrees then it is going to be trans. And if this is 90 degrees then it will be cis. So here this is having the plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry is there. Therefore, hence it will be having, it is not having optical activity. There is this optical activity. Therefore, option is going to be D. Next, question number 39. Yeah, in question number 39, the purest variety of iron is called Cemenite is not the one. Wrought iron is the purest form of the iron, correct. Steel, which is formed by mixing with the carbon. If the percentage of carbon is less, then it is called pig iron. Therefore, wrought iron, which is the purest form of the iron, is wrought iron. 39. Yeah, next, we'll move to the question number 40, organic part. Now, if you see this question, CH3, CH2, C, triple bond CH, sodamide, NaNH2. So now this is going to form, if you add NaNH2, therefore it is going to form CH3, CH2, C triple bond C minus, Na plus, and which are treated with the CH3, CH2, Br. CH3, CH2, Br. Now here, this a substitution reaction will take place and it is going to form CH3, CH2, C triple bond C, CH2, CH3. It is going to add this carbon. Yeah, now the formed compound it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and it is going to be 3 hexane compound is formed. And thereafter what they have done, and after that they are adding sodium liquid ammonia. Sodium liquid ammonia they are adding. Sodium liquid ammonia they are adding. Birk reduction. With the Birk reduction what will be formed? Yes, trans compound is going to be formed. This will be trans. Because Birk reduction always encourages trans addition. Trans addition. So, which one further treated with bromine, not bromium, bromine, MDC, methylene dichloride. Now, it is going to form a trans compound or an anti compound always uses bromine meso compound. So, the meso compound it will be which is a meso compound. The option is going to be A. So 40th question, the option could be yeah, right. So here what is happening? First sodium, sodamide we have taken. This is acidic hydrogen because sp hybridized carbon. Therefore it is acidic hydrogen and it forms here it forms a salt. And which one further reacts with the CH3CH2Br? Now it is going to, it's not participating in elimination, it is participating in the substitution. Substitution reaction takes place and it forms 3-hexane. Then this 3-hexane which are reacted with sodium liquid ammonia, trans addition takes place and it is going to form a trans compound. Trans compound or anti compound. Trans or anti compound. When it reacts with bromine, always use meso. Definitely which is going to give meso. Whereas cis compound or syn compound, which one reacted with bromine, it gives a racemic mixture. Yeah. Next, question number 41. Yeah, correct order of reactivity of the following compounds towards Grignard reagent. Yeah, which is nothing but it is going to participate. It is going to be participated in the addition reactions. Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent it will be one of the. It is carrying the negative charge and it is going to be attracted by the positive. Therefore, it is one of the best nucleophile. So it is going to participate in the nucleophilic addition reactions. So, and it is going to be for all nucleophilic addition reactions. What is the order? The first order it will be first one. It is going to be formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, which is greater than normal aldehyde, which is greater than aromatic aldehyde, which is greater than normal ketone, which is greater than aromatic ketone. Because when aromaticity is there, therefore ring is also involved in the conjugation. Now, according to this, it is going to be simple thing. 2 is the formaldehyde, which is greater than 1. Then after 3. Therefore, the option which is going to be B. Question number 41. It's going to be B. Now, question number 42. In question number 42, they are asking about the increasing order of the basic strength. Yeah, basic strength, which means is to donate pair of electrons. To donate the pair of electrons. If these electrons are in conjugation, ability to donate electrons will decreases. Therefore, here what are the compounds which are given to you? The first compound which is given to you is aniline. And the second compound which is given to you is benzylamide. And the third compound is orthonitроaniline. And the fourth compound, it is going to be amide. Now let us see the ease of donation. 1, 2, and it's going to be 3, and it will be 4. Now if you look at this one, here there will be definitely conjugation involved, and here it produces two symmetrical resonating structures. When more symmetrical resonating structures, the compound is going to be more stable, the ability to donate the pair of electrons is going to be less. Therefore, it is going to be the least one. No doubt about it. Next, when it comes to this here we are having electron withdrawing group, which is nothing but minus A group. And moreover, these electrons are in conjugation with the benzene nucleus. Therefore, the tendency to donate the electrons by the nitrogen is going to be decreased, because electron density on this nitrogen is decreased because of the presence of this anode. Next, when it comes to aniline, pure aniline, here electron withdrawing group is not there, electron releasing group is not there. Therefore, it has a tendency to donate, but it could be more when compared with this one, because here NO2 group is there. Therefore, which is the best one? This is sp3 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon is always having the more hybridization when compared with sp2 hybridized carbon. So remaining all of them, you see here it is going to be almost, it is having sp in between sp to sp. So more is the percentage of s character, less will be the donate to pair of the electrons. Hence, which is the highest? 2, then after 1, then after 3, then after 4. So option is going to be B. Yes, option will be B. Next, question number 43. Rapid interconversion of alpha D glucose to beta D glucose solution in a solution which is known as, yes, absolutely true, which is nothing but mutarotation. That will be mutarotation. Next, question number 44. Which of the following is incapable to show iodoform test? Whenever someone is showing iodoform test, that definitely contains C double bond O CH3. It must contain C double bond O CH3. In this option A, it definitely have C double bond O CH3, because they mentioned it as like this. Option A, it is having C double bond O CH3 group. Option B, benzene nucleus C6H5, then after double bond CH. But here keto-enol tautomerism is possible. Because of that keto-enol tautomerism, here it can be converted to this keto-enol tautomerism is going to be possible because of that keto-enol tautomerism, and it is going to have this C double bond O CH3 group. Next, C. It will be having option C here in this. Here, how this keto-enol tautomerism is possible? Here there is no hydrogen. This carbon which is not having the hydrogen, then therefore how it is keto-enol tautomerism which is possible. Hence, the keto-enol tautomerism is not possible. Here C double bond O CH3 group is also not possible. Whereas in the next one also, option D also, C double bond O CH3 group is going to be possible, which is present. Therefore, that can exhibit. Whereas option C, that does not exhibits. Question number 45. So what they're asking here, Which of the following is not the addition of homopolymer? Teflon. Teflon is definitely a homopolymer. CF2 n times. Yes. 1, 1, 2, 2 tetrafluoroethylene. Polytetrafluoroethylene. Buna S. Buna S is formed by 1, 3 butadiene. 3:1 ratio of, and another one is going to be styrene. This is the gas which is released in the Vizag. So 3:1 ratio of 1, 3 butadiene as well as styrene. This is not homopolymer. And PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Absolutely, this is going to be CH2 CHCl n times. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Polyacrylonitrile, this is also homopolymer. CH2CH. These are all going to be homopolymers, whereas homopolymers, but this is going to be, it is formed by the two compounds which are 1, 3 butadiene as well as the styrene. Therefore, this is going to be the culprit, or this will be the not homopolymer. Next comes to question number 46. Numerical based questions or integer questions. How many total number of atoms are present in the heaviest tetrahalogen compound containing iodine and fluorine? The highest tetrahalogen compound which is formed is IF7. In this, total number of atoms are going to be 1 plus 7, that is equals to 8. And moreover, this is the highest atomicity which is possible in the entire. You can speak anything like. This is the highest valency which is possible for the iodine that we could say. Next, question number 47. In question number 47, the specific conductance of conductometric cell K is equals to 2 into 10 power minus 2 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Ohm inverse centimeter inverse. What will be the cell constant of the cell in centimeter inverse unit when its resistance R is equals to 100 ohm? As we all know that, sir, we don't remember the formula. Don't remember, you have physics also. R is directly proportional to L, which is inversely proportional to A. Therefore, R is directly proportional to L divided by A. Now take the reciprocal of this. 1 divided by, or R is equals to rho into L divided by A. Now it will be 1 by R is equals to 1 by rho into L by A. Now 1 by rho is called K such that K is equals to, here 1 divided by R is equals to conductance, but no need to write. 1 by R is equals to K into K divided by K divided by L by A. Now this one, K is equals to 1 by R, 1 divided by rho, 1 by L by A, or K L by A. Yeah. What we have to find out here, what will be the cell constant? Yeah, sorry. L by A is equals to K into R. K value is given as 2 into 10 power minus 2, resistance is given as 100. That is equals to 2. Next. 48. The osmotic pressure of 0.1 molar monobasic acid with pH 2.0 at 25 degrees Celsius is, here monobasic acid pH is given as 2, therefore concentration of H plus is equals to 10 power minus 2. So concentration of H plus C alpha is equal to 10 power minus 2. 0.1 alpha is equal to 10 power minus 2, alpha is equal to 0.1. Now HA will be dissociated to H plus plus A minus. 1 0 0, 1 minus alpha, alpha alpha, I is equals to 1 plus alpha, therefore 1.1. As we know that osmotic pressure is equals to, pi is equals to I into C into ST. That is equals to, I value is 1.1, C value 0.1, S value or R value is 1 divided by 12, and this is going to be 298. Here the answer will come approximately that question number 48 answer could come out around, it's not absolute value 48, it's not absolute 2.45, it will come maybe some near to the 2.45, it will come nearly. Next, question number 49. Question number 49. If the standard half cell reduction potentials are Cu plus 2 Cu is 0.522 and 0.3402 volts for Cu2 plus 2 Cu. Therefore, standard half cell reduction potential of Cu plus 2, Cu2 plus 2, Cu plus is. So we have to find out Cu2 plus 2 Cu. Cu2 plus electron gives rise to Cu plus. This value delta G1 is equals to minus Cu2 plus 2 Cu, 2 electrons Cu. Therefore, this is going to be minus 2F into this value was given as 0. Delta G01 is equals to minus 2F into 0.3402. And another one, I am reverting this. Cu gives rise to Cu plus 2, Cu plus electron. Delta G2 naught is equals to plus 1 into F into that value is given as will be given as 0.522. Same problem we have done already in the class also. You have, if you want, you can check. This electron here, electron gets cancelled. This copper gets cancelled. Now it is going to be Cu2 plus electron gives rise to Cu plus. And here the reaction is going to be delta G naught is equals to delta G1 naught plus delta G2 naught. That is here minus 1 into F, that is equals to minus 2F into 0.3402 plus 1 into F 0.522. So this is going to be into E naught of this one. Therefore, E naught is equals to maybe approximately it will come around 49th question, maybe approximately Cu2 plus 2, Cu2 plus 2, Cu plus value, it will come out around 0.16, you can check with it. But on the whole, this is going to be the same proforma. Next, question number 50. The last and final question, question number 50. Question number 50. X gas gives rise to Y gas plus Z solid. The equilibrium concentrations of X and Y in the above reaction are same. Equilibrium concentrations, both of them are going to be the same. That is 2 molar. These are equilibrium concentration. One is 2 molar and another one is 2 molar, which means they are trying to tell Kc is equals to concentration of Y divided by concentration of X at equilibrium, 2 divided by 2, that is equals to 1. So Kc value we found it. How many moles of X can be added at equilibrium so that the equilibrium concentration Y becomes 2.5 moles per liter. So given that this is 2 moles per liter, 2 moles per liter, therefore the overall container is going to be assumed as some 1 liter container. Now what we have to do is how many moles of X can be added at equilibrium so that the equilibrium concentration Y becomes 2.5 molar. Now let us suppose that if X moles are added, if X moles of X is added, therefore it becomes 2 plus X now, 2. Now after that what will happen? 2 plus x minus y, because after adding this one equilibrium will be shifted towards forward direction. Now it is going to be 2 plus y. But given that 2 plus y is equals to, given that 2 plus y is equals to 2.5, therefore y is equal to 0.5. If y is equal to 0.5, therefore it becomes 1.5 plus x. This will be 2.5. As we know that Kc value, Kc is equals to 1 equals to 2.5 divided by 1.5 plus x. Now it's going to be 1.5 plus x is equals to 2.5. Therefore x is equals to 1 molar, or 1 mole of x that we were added to it. Now if you look at this paper, it's not so tough and it's not very easy also. So I cannot say that. But few good questions are there. So from this paper, whether it is organic or inorganic or anything, whatever it is, but the proper practice which is required, and whenever we ask you why you have not attempted the exam and you are telling always like reasons, but reasons cannot give you marks and reasons cannot give you, cannot produce you a result. Remember, hope you will be having a great day. Thank you. Bye.